Access Sacramento presents Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week on Access Sacramento is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television. And Folsom Lake Honda, a proud sponsor of Access Sacramento's Hometown TV and Game of the Week, and a partner in our community, Folsom Lake Honda.
We are coming down to the nitty-gritty in the 2018 Sac Joaquin Section High School football season. Week 9 coming around the far turn. Delta League action dead ahead. Elk Grove visiting Cosumnes Oaks. Good evening and welcome to the Cosumnes Oaks Franklin Community Stadium here on the campus of Cosumnes Oaks High School, where tonight a game of decision, a game that will separate certain members of this conference, and along with the Imperator of Analysis, Jim Domino, I'm Will James, and we think this is going to be a doozy because it's so unpredictable.
It certainly is. Both these teams come in here with 2 league losses and obviously want to get into playoffs coming up several weeks from now. Crowd still coming in here, shapes up at a good matchup, really, with 2 teams that have playoffs in mind. So this is not only a fight for 3rd place, but a higher berth or a higher seed in the upcoming playoffs.
Lots at stake tonight, plenty on the table. And though these teams are familiar with each other, this is a first. This is the first time these two have squared off with each other. You see there on our graphic that it is a first-time matchup, and what is at stake here that the Imperator alluded to, and it is significant. A win is paramount for each of these teams to stay in the hunt. Now, the last time's out, a little staggered situation, you might say.
Well, Elk Grove handled Franklin 28-0, and Riddick had a big night. 2-way starter, plays some running back, and of course his outstanding secondary, had a pick 6. Horn had a great 85-yard punt return, so those long returns and TDs actually were the difference in that ball game, where they didn't score much from scrimmage but made those big plays.
Well, you see there, Cosumnes Oaks had the night off. It was their bye week, so the last time they were in action was 2 weeks ago. But they did take care of business against their co-host rival, Franklin High.
Well, there you have the score in your graphics, 21-7. Grigsby, a quarterback, the young sophomore quarterback, riddled him secondary with 3 TD passes. Elijah King, and you're going to see him tonight, one of the premier wide receivers in the city, shredded the defenders with 3 TD receptions. So watch for Elijah King tonight.
He's quite a ball player, and we'll creep into that a little bit later because his game is on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Now, the impact players are huge tonight. For John Hefferson's visitors, the Thundering Herd needs paramount performances from the Herd headliners.
Well, let's start with quarterback Harris. Quarterback Harris has run for over 1,000 yards this year. He runs that flex-boned option offense. Carter Harris, you're not going to see him throwing much unless we're surprised, since he's only thrown 33 times this year. Damian Allen moving into that starting running back spot. Outstanding defensive and offensive players. Brandon Grant, 2-year starter at linebacker, one of the top linebackers in the league. And last but not least, Riddick, Kafani Riddick, 2-way starter, had a big game, as we mentioned earlier. You'll see a lot of him on both ends of the football tonight.
And you see there, 3 of those 4 are juniors, so that's very impressive. Now, on the other side of the coin, head coach Derek Milgram will counter with his impact guys. Those would be the Prowlers, the Wolfpack Prowlers. They have to come through.
Well, let's start with Jacob Track. Track is back, and we both know that he's one of the top running backs in the city. This guy, I don't care about his size. He plays big. Don't worry about his stature. He can do it all. Cameron Porter missed a game or 2 early season, headed for Stanford, outstanding lineman, 2-way starter, and you'll see a lot of him open up holes. Tristan Weaver, outstanding linebacker, defensive lineman, and will play some wide receiver tonight. And Elijah King, one of the top athletes in the city, number 9, watch him because he can go to the house at any time. He also is a very highly recruited defensive back, so watch Elijah King.
Well, that sets the table for Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Don't wander off too far. When we come back, we'll check in with Lauren Goodman, who has a lot more on tonight's key matchup. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
So how was work?
It was 1,300 hours. My math class from 302 was in the trenches. Davy Roth had it the worst. Fractions were coming at him left and right. He just didn't get the damn things. 2 days ago, I tried to teach him what 1/4 of 1/2 was using different sizes of blocks. Yesterday, I tried again by dividing up pizza. Both missions failed.
Oh, no.
But today, I was ready. I created a combat math game where the only way to beat the enemy is to out-fraction them. Davy conquered every last denominator. My game was so successful, the principal is deploying it to math squadrons all over the school. Anywho, how was your day?
Oh, today my boss treated the office to salad wraps.
Salad wraps.
I know.
Open road, here comes the Heffley family.
Whether it's a short trip or a long haul,
Estimated time, 47 hours.
they will beg,
You're hungry? I'm happy to provide.
they will plead.
Deep fried butter on a stick.
But whatever you do, don't wimp out.
Now you're talking.
Make them buckle up.
He can't hurt.
Remember, safety first. Cheese curls second.
Are you orange?
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Welcome to the big show, Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Nice to have you with us in Elk Grove this evening, where host Cosumnes Oaks taking on the visiting Elk Grove Thundering Herd. Let's turn our attention down to field level and our Lauren Goodman. Lauren?
Well, guys, for tonight, for our coaching counterparts, starting for the visiting Herd, they are led by John Hefferman. He's in his 15th year overall, but now only in his 2nd season with the Elk Grove Herd. Since 2004, Coach has been 108-65 record. In 2012, he had his best season overall, and then in that season, he went down 12-1. He defeated Grant in the process of that. As well, in the next round, he got up against PG at PG and pulled a victory out. Ended up losing to Oak Ridge in the semifinals, but Coach kind of proved himself in that season and came out with Metro League titles and as well as an 8-12 playoff record. Now for the for the home Wolfpack, they're led by Derek Milgram. He's only in his 5th year with the Wolfpack. Now Coach has also been in this area, but Coach has a 32-21 overall record. He had 3 8-straight win seasons and 4 consecutive playoff appearances. So Coach is building over here with the Wolfpack. Now tonight, as already mentioned, is the first ever meeting for these two teams. Elk Grove, unfortunately, was the only team to never play CO in a non-conference game before tonight. If you look over our graphic here in the Delta League, already they've played Sheldon 4 times, Franklin 3 times, Pleasant Grove 3 times, Davis and Jesuit a single time. Tonight will be the first time ever the Herd and the Wolfpack are playing against each other. It should be exciting starting here. Back to you guys, Will.
Well, thank you very much, Lauren. Always something special about an inaugural game between the two, particularly since just a meager distance separates the two campuses, with the freeway in between them, Highway 99. But Jim Domino, certainly lots of preliminary apprehension, discussion, little controversy, and some speculation prior to this game.
Well, it's no wonder that you going into the playoffs in about a week or 2 weeks, at least one of these teams, or perhaps two. And yet, Elk Grove's coach Heffernan, running that flex bone, has been doing it all season long via the run. And the question is, since you only throw the ball 8%, what's Cosumnes going to do on D, Will?
Well, what they do on D is going to be very, very crucial and important, and there's always keys to the game, and these are the ones that the Imperator applied to this contest.
Well, at stake, as we've all mentioned earlier, playoff spot, and a winner will get a decent playoff seed, that's for sure. Herdmaster Harris versus the Wolfpack D. You know, he's known for his running. He's run for over 1,000 yards this year. Only has thrown 33 times the whole season. And what are they going to do up front? Is he going to face a monster-loaded D? Track attack. Is Track healthy enough versus the D? And we know he's got all the moves and speed in the world, and he can go on any given play. A kicking game, could that determine the field position? And very important tonight, along with takeaways. And then, of course, packing the box against that Herd option run game. Is that going to cause problems to Carter Harris and Allen and Riddick and the other backs with eight-man box, loaded box against them? That will be the question, defying Elk Grove to throw the football.
Well, defiance is a big part of this competition level. Let's take a look at the Delta League standings to reflect upon what we discussed earlier regarding what is at stake this evening in tonight's contest.
Well, when you look at that, take a look. Sheldon and Jesuit stand on top, and by the way, they meet tomorrow. Tomorrow, 1 at Jesuit. And down Elk Grove and Cosumnes are right there, 2 losses apiece. So the loser tonight will have 3, and down to Franklin, Davis, and Pleasant Grove. We know this, that as you look at those standings, Sheldon and Jesuit are in the playoffs, but they're fighting for that number 1. Elk Grove and Cosumnes, for all parts, mathematically are fighting for that number 3 spot and a lower seed in the playoffs. The loser could still get in. So this is a definite fight for spots 3 and 4. And Jesuit and Sheldon are going to settle things tomorrow afternoon for that 1 and 2 spot.
Oh, that'll be a hot game. Well, as far as tonight's remaining action is concerned, there's other Delta contests going on that will have bearing on what we're speaking of as we looked at the standings.
Well, take a look at this. Franklin's at Davis tonight, and Davis is, after last year's disappointing season, has come back pretty strong. And as mentioned, the Sheldon Jesuit game. Pleasant Grove is on a bye when you got an uneven number in your league. One team's always on bye. Pleasant Grove pleasantly on bye.
Well, the remaining games could tell the remainder of the story for how this is going to shake out for the regular season contest. And as we know, it's a bit of a sharp halt for Elk Grove as far as league games are concerned, because their Week 10 game is anything but that.
Absolutely. Tonight is their last league game, and they have a non-league game in their final, game 10, and have to play Oak Ridge from the Sierra Foothill League. And I'll tell you something, they're going to have their hands full with Oak Ridge, who annually has a very good football team, finishing second in that tough Sierra Foothill League, generally behind Folsom. So it's rare that you have to play game 10 going into the playoffs, hopefully going into the playoffs against a non-league opponent.
Beautiful conditions out here in Elk Grove and throughout the Sacramento area and Upper Central Valley. We see there a very comfortable temperature, short sleeve weather tonight. Bit of humidity factor, just a wee bit, and just a slight whisper of a breeze and crystal clear as a bell visibility. So this would have to be considered ideal. We're very fortunate to have one of the Cosumnes Oaks students performing tonight for our national anthem, singing the Star-Spangled Banner.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free?
Allison Musling of Cosumnes Oaks High School, singing one of the most difficult of all songs, particularly a cappella. But the stage is set now. Cosumnes Oaks the site, host Wolfpack taking on Elk Grove High School, and our quintet of officials appointed by the NCOA, Northern California Officials Association, will have their hands full. Russell Carter wearing the white cap tonight, working with umpire Marcus Bell and head linesman Chris Ornelas. Dolce Romero will serve as our line judge, and the back judge in tonight's game, A.C. Craver. Down on the field, we see the customary home navy trimmed in orange for host Cosumnes Oaks, the orange headgear, and wearing their road whites trimmed in gold, the Elk Grove Thundering Herd. Kevin Duarte has been a reliable kicker this season for head coach Derek Milgram's ball club. He'll do the booting. And a trio of Thundering Herd return people, and that includes a couple of dangerous run back guys, including Matthew Horn, number 8, who's got some impressive credentials in that department. So we're ready. Good crowd on hand. It's senior night here at Cosumnes Oaks, and we are underway. A booming line drive, hitting off the fingertips and backpedaling for it. That's Horn. Working away across the field, has running room outside. Containment doesn't come up and stop that until he reaches the 40. Matthew Horn.
Very impressive run back, Will.
Okay, taking the field for the Thundering Herd. At the quarterback position, diminutive Carter Harris. He's anything but small. Allen, Trayvon Frazier, Hunter Hall, and wideouts Marlin and Kendall. Then that O-line is going to have to hold up tonight. Hudson, Valier, Chalub, Wembley, and Adrian Vela. An illegal block is going to wipe out that fine return, negating Horn's run back, and it's going to pin the Thundering Herd in a hole. You see the walk-offs putting it at the 9-yard line. That's where Elk Grove will open shop, 1st and 10.
Tough break for the Herd right off the get-go, because that was quite a return on Horn, picking up the ball virtually in the end zone and running it out to about the 40, being called back.
Okay, under center, Carter Harris. He wears number 2, first play from scrimmage. Turn and give, power up the right side. Allen, tough running there for about a 5-yard gain, taking on 3 tacklers. So with instructions to stop any kind of progress like that, here's the CO defense. A nice front 4 there. Weaver, Porter, Geron, and Miles Cannon. Quartet of backers. Byers, one of the mainstays, along with Jennings in that core. And then just 3 deep in the secondary against non-passing Elk Grove, Elijah King, one of the top ball hawkers in the region. Whistles are going to blow this play dead on 2nd and 5.
Dead ball. False start on the offense.
A pair of penalties have compounded Elk Grove's first possession. You heard the call from game referee Russell Carter.
Well, on 2nd and 6, you'll notice that Cosumnes Oaks almost had 9 people in the box. They had a sole safety sitting back about 8-9 yards, and there, take a look at that defense that the Herd's going to have to try to run the ball against.
It's going to be tough going. Back to the 9-yard line. They toss it to Frazier, and he's outside left. Good running room, and finally dragged down, getting across the 25. First down running. Very impressive.
Trayvon Frazier this year coming in here had almost 500 yards, Will, and there is a show of speed. A tackle by King there, who you're going to hear a lot about tonight. Pass defending, making tackles, making catches.
Gain of 17, looky here.
Look at that pitch out, turns a corner, and gets that yardage back plus.
Frazier has him move the chains. We see double wide receivers to the near side and motion in that backfield. It's a toss. Hunter Hall dragged down right at the 26. Nice upper body strength right there.
Outstanding. He put a bear hug on him, didn't he?
He surely did, and they're going to need plenty of that tonight. Credited with that stop, the impressive Isaiah Byers. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. From the 27. We're just underway and very happy to have you with us here. Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Nice deception that time. Shy of a first, but not by much. The carry just shy of the 35. Allen picks up about 5. A bit more than that.
Yeah, very short of the first down marker, but Damian Allen showing me a burst of speed, moving into that starting running back spot, what they call the B-back.
7 yards on the carry, brings up a key 3rd and 2. That looks like enough for a first down. Tough inside line blocking and tough tackling effort there. It's Allen with the short yardage and another first down for Elk Grove.
Well, it appears like he's going to be that workhorse B-back. Have a look at this. That's tough yardage. He gets hit, but he still manages a couple of yards in order to move the chains, Will.
I think Coach Heffernan was looking for that type of a fullback. 3 carries for 16 yards for Allen, off to a good start, as they have overcome 3 penalties now to move out near the 40-yard line. Here's a toss, left side running. Frazier's outside again. Big room. I don't think they're going to catch him. chased from behind. What an effort! Touchdown, Thundering Herd. Pick him up and lay him down 62 yards. Trayvon Frazier.
Well, as mentioned, Trayvon Frazier coming in here with 487 yards and has had a couple of runs here tonight. He showed a big-time burst of speed, but it looks like they're coming back.
It surely does. Holding the call. And they have been stymied in this first possession with multiple penalties that first wiped out a nice kickoff return. And then 2 penalties later, this touchdown run. Here's the call.
Holding on the offense. Still first down.
What is impressive thus far is that Frazier and company have the ability to turn the corner on what we felt was decent speed on Cosumnes Oaks perimeter. Well, and Horn turned the corner on the kickoff and showed a burst. And of course, Frazier here now showed that one. And I'll tell you, he left people going down the sideline.
There was no outside containment, but it goes all for naught. 8.5 to go, still early first here. Again, tremendous deception and running loose right down the middle of the field between the hash marks. Carter Harris, slick.
Well, Harris with a great fake to Damian Allen. I'll tell you, 3 tacklers jumped on Allen. That is a great move by Carter Harris. Coach is extremely high on him. He comes in here with over 1,000. Look at this fake inside, and he keeps it. Big running lane, shows speed. And you better tackle him, not just reach and grab.
19 yards on the first down carry. The Thundering Herd still on the move. Allen off the left side. Man, he's tough. Power plus. He's inside the 40 to about the 37. Damian Allen, as you say, Jim, the workhorse tonight.
He is number 24. Keep an eye on him. And they've got one waiting to fill in who is also very good by the name of Riddick. Look at this power running by Allen, carrying people with him. And right now that offense, despite their penalties, is impressive.
Gain of 9, 2nd and 1 from the Wolfpack 37. A concerted effort on this drive. Very impressive. He keeps it. Harris faked and kept and sneaks ahead for a first down to about the 32 or so. It's as if this possession for the Thundering Herd, they are on a mission. They have overcome at this point in time 4 penalties and a couple of majors.
Well, this is a very impressive drive. Well, they're very determined. They came to play here in this first quarter, and whatever has been done in the past, I can tell you this, is this the true Herd Ball Club moving this football? If it is, they're impressive.
Brandon Jennings in on that last stop from the secondary. Here's a toss. Left side running again. There seems to be some leakage. Riddick had that carry, and pretty nice gain right there before being shoved out.
Well, there is leakage, all right, because they're getting around the corner, and they are breaking containment on the part of Cosumnes Oaks. There's a pitch to Riddick to the short side of the field, lowers his shoulder, and I'll tell you, some of the Cosumnes people are getting blocked and not getting free. And then I'm impressed with these running backs who are showing some power after contact.
No question about it. I don't know if they gave him a very good spot on that. They call it a gain of 3 to the 29-yard line. So make it 2nd and 7. Clock rolling at the 6:20. We're midway first in this Delta League matchup of some importance. Big room for Allen, just blasting through a hole and carrying for more.
Well, I'll tell you this. They're running over Valier and Hudson and the center, Chalhub, and I tell you, they're getting off the football. Watch the way they're moving the D-line. There it is, great push.
Well, he ran 10 yards before he got touched.
Well, I'll tell you, Elk Grove is off to a great start here tonight. I know it's early in the
gain of 13 on that burst. First down, Thundering Herd from the 17. This play is shoved back. That's the best stop in about 8 plays now, aside from penalties, stopping this Elk Grove drive. There's a good shot of that Cosumnes Oaks sideline there. Head coach Milgram and his staff really trying to encourage this defensive unit that's probably growing a little tired right now to try to shut this down. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Allen. Forward progress is going to put him at the 12. So it's another gain of 4, it looks like. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and short.
Well, power football. Power football here. Shown by the herd.
Allen now really earning his keep. 6 carries for 39, and I mean those are tough yards. 6.5 average, courtesy of our executive statistician Gary Martin. Motion in the backfield, they toss to Riddick. There's the hole, he cuts it and slips ahead. Dropped just outside the 5.
Well, what was impressive out there is Hunter Hall with a great block. I'll tell you, they're getting blocking out of their wide receivers.
They didn't get the first down, and you can see why here on the toss to Riddick. There's King to bottle that up. Number 9 jammed that play, so it brings up a 4th and 2. What are you gonna do?
Well, I'd say give the ball to Allen or give a fake to Allen and keep it, quarterback keeper.
Here we go. Won't have long to find out. That's Frazier moving, and whistles are going to kill this play. Probably a motion penalty on the herd.
Encroachment.
Oh my goodness. Well, that helped him.
Well, they definitely encroached.
That's going to give him a first down.
Well, it's the first penalty in their favor. They've overcome these penalties throughout.
The ball parked at the 4-yard line after the 5-yard assessment. 1st and goal from the 4. Motion again. Up the middle.
Well,
just shy.
I'd continue to go with that.
Allen.
Allen again, but give credit to Vela, Wembley, Valier, Hudson are moving that line of some scrimmage, Will. They are definitely taking over the front.
And here's how they do it. Tough yardage from in close. Well, they're at the 1 after that gain of 3. 2nd and goal at the doorstep, trying to take the lead right here. Harris gets in, touchdown, Thundering Herd. It comes at the 2:53, and 6-0. Elk Grove draws first blood.
Well, they dominated the line of scrimmage, and you can say, you run the football 92% of the time this year, and you can see why.
On for the PAT. Spotted, booted, kicked, and got it. Renteria cashes it home. 7-0 Elk Grove, an impressive opening drive. Carter Harris sneaking in for the 6. We'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
Yay!
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
That drive consumed 9:07. Allen picked up 42 yards on 7 carries in that drive to keep things alive. 15 plays before they cashed it in. Here's the kickoff toward the left side, bounding, fielded, and here's the run back from the 10. Not much there, below average field position to about the 17. That's where the host Wolfpack will start. That was a well-placed kickoff right there. Renteria made the return people range for that. Backward or sideways momentum is really not what you want on a run back.
No, as you said, it was well placed into that corner, and it took away any threat of a return. Let's see if Cosumnes Oaks can respond here.
Derek Milgram along that sideline, looking concerned, and we'll show you that starting lineup momentarily. First play from scrimmage, and they mark it at the 16. Broussard, turn and give, track. Shifts direction, has a nice little bite to about the 20. Yes, it's a little bit of a makeshift lineup. Starting on 0 for the Pack. Quarterback Cam Broussard getting the call, and replacing Grigsby, Track, Brown, and King. Plenty of damage there. Brown and Jennings ran that out. And their O-line, they're going to have to do the job this evening, and it's a good one, anchored by Hawkins, Porter, Geron, Allen, Cannon. That's a nice 5. 2nd and 5 from the 21. Nothing doing. No gain. That was bottled up from the beginning. And taking credit for stuffing that down 3 of Brown, Ford, and Haish. They've got the quartet of backers to fill the slots. Sullivan and Grant imposing in that group. And then the secondary, they're going to try to do some ball hawking and see what they can make of it. Riddick and Horn, dangerous. Don't want to leave the ball up there for them because they can snatch it and go. 3rd and 5, key down for the Pack. Little misdirection is just short yardage, and they're short of a first down at about the 24 or so. Not the kind of start Coach Milgram wanted, and he's bringing out the punting unit apparently.
If you watch among that down 3, Brown, Ford, and Haish, Devin Ford is requiring 2 people to block him, Will. Big number 72, Devin Ford. Okay, keep an eye on him because it takes 2 to handle him.
Here comes the punt. Riddick, the solo safety, and this is going to bounce in front of him, and he'll let it roll, and it takes a bit of a Wolfpack roll where it's downed at the Elk Grove 37 or 38. A 39-yard punt, counting the roll, and a good stop by the herd D. And Carter Harris and company have the ball again. Coach Milgram needs a victory tonight, as does his counterpart, John Heffernan of Elk Grove. Right now, the visitors on top, 7-0 in this important Delta League match. Frazier bottled up, shoved back, and dropped.
Excellent job. They run that counter back with Frazier, and that time they were ready for it. They fake to Allen inside, and they give to Frazier. No gain. That's the best so far the Cosumnes Oaks D has done, and stuffed him before he got started, because he's got that speed. That's the place to get him. Good penetration by Porter, Geron, Cannon, and company.
It's a 2-yard loss. There you see that Elk Grove contingent across the way. 2nd and 12, left side running. Some adjustments being made in that D line by Cosumnes Oaks.
Well, that's Allen stopped at 2 successive plays with little to no gain.
Andrew Santiago was in on part of that, and it brings up 3rd and 10.
Well, normally we say 3rd and 10, who are they going to throw to, but not this group.
We played one, and we'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
staring contest.
You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
A key 3rd and 10 upcoming as we open second quarter action from Cosumnes Oaks High School with Jim Domino and Lauren Goodman. I'm Will James and happy to have you with us tonight. Carter Harris rolls, he's chased hard and dropped for a sack. Almost able to scramble out of trouble, but too much pursuit. Weaver, who's noted as a tremendous pass rusher, making his presence known on that play.
It sure was. They chased him, and he flushed the pocket. Nowhere for him to go. Took a loss, a big loss, and now Hurd is forced to punt.
He loses 6 on the play. So punt formation. Booted away, out of bounds by a good 10 yards near the Cosumnes Oaks 40. Gee whiz.
What? Not much net yardage on that punt.
Just 27 yards calculated by our executive statistician. Certainly not what John Heffernan was looking for there. So good field position, excellent field position for Coach Milgram and his offensive unit. Well, John Heffernan, guiding Elk Grove,
we're looking for him,
is protecting a 7-0 lead. And right now, Cosumnes Oaks from its 41. Quick hitch, right side, complete to the near side. Nice job as the throw goes to Keon Foreman Brown. So they go upstairs. Broussard, remember, actually a wide receiver DB, but pressed into service. Completes his first pass.
We have a dead ball, personal foul on the defense.
Well, well.
Go.
The short gain of about 4 is now going to be turned into a first down. Personal foul. Well, not sure who committed that, Jim, but that probably will not get him in good with his boss.
I would say so, and we didn't get a number from the official, having missed who it was, but I guarantee you, if he hasn't been sent to the bench, I know one of the assistant coaches will be watching him closely.
So they're into Elk Grove territory now at the Hurd 41 from their own 41. So very nice flip there for this offense. Inside running track, trying to shake loose and does. Wow, that was a tough, gutty run for about 5.
Well,
at least 3 herdsmen had their hands on him.
Track is back, and I'll tell you, Devin Sullivan had him in the backfield and didn't wrap up. And you better wrap up if you're going to put down Jacob Track.
You got some discussion at the near sideline.
Leadership.
Okay.
I got a personal foul, helmet on the defense. Yeah. Yeah, they do. They do.
Gee whiz, did I hear that correctly?
Yep.
Well, I heard the 2 penalty calls that offset, but our game referee, Russell Carter, almost sounded like he was asking if that was correct.
Oh, yeah.
They're still conferring.
Well, whether it's major or minor, unless one was a dead ball.
They do offset, okay? They offset. All right.
Okay, they offset. 4 penalties for 45 against the Herd.
Well,
just 1 against the hosts tonight.
We gave him the signal from up here, Will.
First down Wolfpack from the Herd 41. Gee whiz, that was probably a little more confusing than it should have been. But we are back to business, still early here in the second. Elk Grove by 7. Here's King working left. Outside, bob and weave. Gets across inside the 35. It's like about a 7-yard run or so.
Yeah, he did, and he got a big hit there by Sullivan. Devin Sullivan, number 10, put a pretty good hit on King.
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. King is exceptional. Elijah King, he brings plenty from both sides, both offense and for defense. You can see there, he's a dangerous receiver. 20 yards per catch, 6 scores, and that big 99 is no joke. And then he's leading the Delta League in tackles, Coach.
Very impressive athlete.
Elijah King. Okay, got a timeout here, but we're going to keep it right here for a second. I think it serves its purpose and is worth repeating here that tonight's game, not just pivotal, but crucial in terms of playoff positioning. This is week 9. There's 1 game left next week in the regular season. And certainly we talked to both coaches, and they're going to pull out all stops.
Well, they certainly do, because there's nothing to save. What are you going to save? You're fighting for a playoff berth and a 3rd place berth, and not only that, the winner will be going to the playoffs, and the more wins, the higher the seed.
Well, in the total yardage department, it's very lopsided. Elk Grove's run 18 plays already for 89 yards, and they've hit pay dirt for a 7-0 lead. For Cosumnes Oaks, 5 for 16 yards. However, they've been helped by multiple Elk Grove penalties. As a result, they're on the move now in Thundering Herd territory from the 35. Well, Broussard took it upon himself there and got drilled for a loss on that 2nd and 4 play. So it's going to be 3rd and 6. He loses a couple.
Well, he faked the King in motion, and he probably wished he had given the ball to King, because no one went for it.
Okay, the pack comes up to the line with a key 3rd and 6. Broussard's going to run it. He comes to the near side and cuts it and slides forward for plenty. 1st down, Wolfpack at about the 23. Nice job there. Excellent blocking that time. And he slowed enough to follow it. But we got a penalty. It's a hold. Wipe it out.
Well, very impressive run. I'll tell you, he ran that quarterback sweep. He hit the running lane, followed his blocking, and then picked up additional yards.
He's an athlete. He's accustomed to packing the football as a wide receiver and snatching it as a defensive back. Tough luck on the penalty. The ball comes back to the 41. As the clock rolls, 9:15, still on the front side of quarter number 2. A 7-0 Elk Grove lead. It's senior night here for Cosumnes Oaks. Their team hoping the crowd can stay behind them all night long and help them pull through a victory. Inside running, short yardage. Oh my goodness, our game referee just got drilled and dropped.
He certainly did.
My. Well, track.
Track is back. Wow.
Now let's take another look.
Here's track with the football, and somewhere the official got caught in the traffic.
Wrong place, wrong time. Okay, the bottom line is 4th and about 6. Here we go. Broussard rolling, looking. He's going to run it, has some room. Trying to get outside, and I believe he's got it. Let's see where they spot him.
Well, if they give him the right measurement, I think he's got it.
First down, Wolfpack.
There's an example of Broussard's athletic ability. Very impressive.
Here's another look.
Watch him roll. He's looking to pass. Cuts cross field. And Cameron Broussard moving the chains. Great effort.
That was a nice tackling effort right there, coming up from the secondary. Issued by Cade Jordan, linebacker, but a first down from the 30. Track inside running, finds a little slice and powers up and pushes all the way to about the 23.
Doesn't need much of a hole. He just give him a small crease and he'll find it. Excellent job by Track.
Gain of 7.
And now Cosumnes on the run. Have a look, Track inside. And like I said, very strong young man for his size.
Well, he's had 5 carries for 17 and it's been tough going. He's had multiple hits from multiple tacklers. The diminutive Jacob Track, tough runner. Here's a toss and chopped down.
Credit linebacker Grant. Wow, that looked like it was going for big yardage.
Elijah King with the carry, and he would have gone for big.
Brandon Grant made a great play there. I tell you, he read it and put him down with a great tackle.
No gain, 3rd and 3. Tough D that time. Triple wide to the near side. Trying to get away and cannot quite get there. He's short, it looks like. He needs 1 more yard there at the 21. It's going to be 4th and 1.
Well, obviously they're going to go for it. I don't see them. There's the signal by the coaches there going in. They're not going to field goal it. They can get that 1 yard. They feel very confident of it, and I don't blame them.
What's the call, Coach?
Well, he's got Broussard is hot right now. He's running extremely well, and he might take it himself. No, he's not under center, but watch it.
He didn't need to. Little premature lunge.
Good cadence mixture. Good hard count job by Cosumnes Oaks. Well done. I'm impressed in this drive by Broussard's determination to take over. Hey, he's not acting like a replacement quarterback, believe me.
Leadership skills and a command. 1st and 10 from the herd 16. Cosumnes Oaks trying to even the score. They're down 7. Turn and give, Track, right side sweep. Got room to run, splits the D and makes the 5. That is a first down. Well, Track is special and we enjoy his game, tracking Track.
Well, he certainly is. He's played through injuries, packing the ball, and now you see him in this offense, in this drive down the field, moving the chains.
Okay, deep red zone. They give it to Track. He steps through. That was quite a deception there.
Well, it was, but Cody Hess wasn't going for it.
No, not like Will James went for it. You know, Track really carried out his part on that fake. Check it out. Track really does the job here. But nothing doing. Haitian company.
Haitian Sullivan teamed up on that tackle. Big down.
Football at the 7. Clock still rolling. 4 minutes, 20 seconds. Here we go. Track against the grain. Look at that. The effort it's taking to drop him, you would think he's a 230-pound fullback.
And all of maybe 160, 65 pounds, but I'll tell you what, he's got a lot of drive and determination.
All right, it brings up a 3rd and 6. Track now, 7 carries, 28 tough yards for the Wolfpack tailback at the 3:40 mark. A big 3rd and 6. Broussard is rushed hard, cannot escape. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Herd defenders. He's all the way back outside the 15-yard line.
Well, a whole crew of Herd defenders were all over him.
But
If on the offense, decline, 4th down.
Well, penalties have really stung both teams, but now more importantly here, help busting up this Wolfpack drive. Looky here.
There you see Broussard rolling out. He's under fire, trying to flush the pocket. The Herd are all over the place, led by Sullivan and company. Cody Hesh, Sullivan all over it.
It's going to be a field goal attempt. Duarte to do the booting. They're going to spot it at the 24-yard line. We'll call it a 34 from the right hash. Plenty of distance. No good. Tough luck. Everything looked good on that except the accuracy. At 3:20 of the first, the drive stalls and fizzled. Still 7-0 Elk Grove. The Herd will take over. And an impressive stop there.
Very impressive. It was well played until they got to the red zone, Will, and then things began to happen. The Herd tightened it up, and let's see if what the Herd can do here. I know they're willing to take a nice 3-minute drive.
From the Elk Grove 20, traffic jam after about a 2-yard pickup. And again, Allen doing the dirty work. Looks like it's a 2-yard pickup, 2nd and 8 from the 22 as the clock rolls with less than 3 minutes remaining in a rapidly played first half. Well, that's what happens when it's run, 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 coach, off the right side.
Yes, it certainly does. I believe we've had one attempted pass, which quarterback Harris took a loss. That was an attempted pass.
And then we had a little wobbler from Broussard that was complete.
Wow.
So not a lot going on upstairs, but right here, a 3rd and 2 from the 28. Certainly manageable. Let's see what happens. Harris. Wow. Loose football after Harris got tagged trying to work right. The deception didn't fool anybody, and it's a fumble recovery by the Wolfpack. Harris fumble. He's fumbled 3 times this year and lost them all.
Well, unfortunate for the Herd and a great opportunity to cash in for the Wolfpack before halftime. Let's look at that play. And there you see Harris faking inside, keeping the ball and looking like he wanted the pitch, but he got caught in no man's land, and look at that Wolfpack all over him.
Ooh-wee, look at that pursuit. A huge turnover. We'll see if the Pack can capitalize. The turnover comes just one play after a missed field goal from 34 yards out. Tough inside running again. They're fighting the clock here a little bit. But again, Broussard filling in at the quarterback position, running the show. Gain of a couple.
Well, once again, we've got to, they're going to eventually come up throwing with that clock. Running down here, Broussard, I look for him to come off a play action fake, and he also is an outstanding runner when he flushes the pocket.
He keeps it and works left. He's got some room. Dash inside. Touchdown, Wolfpack. Just as you said, he is dangerous, Coach.
Well, I certainly would use him in that respect. Apparently, he bumped out of bounds.
He was short? Okay, first of 2. That's a good angle there. So they're just shy of the goal line. Not a touchdown. There, he tried to power up. That's what I saw right there. He thought he was in for sure, but they do not. They're going to mark him at the 2. Gee whiz. Okay.
No, this is a 2-point play.
Oh, okay. All right. Scoreboard does not show any indication of a score. So well, a minute left, still rolling, less than a minute now. I'm sorry about the confusion here, but no. So here they go, lining up with 40 seconds to go. Motion down the line by King. Touchdown, Wolfpack. Track took the fast track and stepped in easy without being touched. 7-6. The Pack on the board, and this senior night crowd starting to warm up. Here he is. Look at that gaping hole. He looked at it and couldn't even believe it himself.
No, he didn't. That's a great call. That's a halfback draw play, and it's a great call from Coach Milgram's staff.
Take a bow. Duarte for the PAT. Got it. At 36 seconds of the half, we're all tied up, and here's how it happened. Track steps home. We'll be right back.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
A minute 25 is the duration of that 4-play drive, covering 23. Track cleaning up the last couple. Here's the kickoff, high, semi-deep at the 6. That must be Horn. Here he comes. Boom! What an open field tackle right there. Shiver the timbers. Put it on him. Was that Duarte? Gee whiz.
Kevin Duarte, the kicker. Outstanding tackle in the open field.
Riddick, 28 yards on the run back. And he's not really going off at full power there. That was a heck of a tackle.
A great open field tackle.
So 1st and 10 for the Herd from its own 32.
Let's see what the non-passing team does here. I don't know with 30 seconds what Coach Heff is going to do.
Harris under center. Looks like he wants to throw and gets knocked down.
Yeah.
How about that?
He tripped over his own man back there. He tripped over Allen.
Well, they're running out of time rapidly here with 15 seconds, trying to get their players back on across the line of scrimmage. Both of them running deep routes. Okay, one more play maybe. Here we go. Hold on to yourselves. And this evidently will put it at 3 seconds plus. Maybe one more play. It's going to come from the 32-yard line.
Well, once again, I'm not trying to be super conservative, but with this kind of seconds on the clock, if you're not a non-throwing team, you don't want to throw a pick.
Kendall out to the near side. He's going to run it. He's got room to step through there. lunges ahead for about a 10-yard pickup to the 42, but that will end the half. Don't wander off. We have played 2 tough quarters that have been highlighted by relentless ground games. Each team has scored a TD, so we're at 7-7 here. And I wouldn't mind being in these locker rooms to hear what these coaches have to say as we're awaiting the first of 2 head coach interviews. Lauren Goodman will be chatting here with Derek Milgram, whose team used that turnover and field position to get on the board. Let's go down to field level and Lauren Goodman.
Well, Coach, big change of events right there at the end. You got the fumble recovery and was able to score. How did that change the momentum for the Wolfpack?
Well, obviously it was big. You know, we got stuffed. We didn't get any points on a good drive that we had, but defense made a big play. They had a turnover. We were able to capitalize, and turnovers are sometimes the key to games.
Now, what is it that you need to tell your team to build on this momentum and come out in that third quarter?
Keep playing hard, you know, play clean. We got to not turn the ball over at all. We get the ball first. We got to go down and score and keep trying to rip turnovers from them. Obviously, there's not going to be a ton of possessions in this game. I think they had their first drive go about 9+ minutes. So every possession is valuable, and we just got to keep playing hard every snap.
Good luck in the second half, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Back to you, Will.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Lauren. Certainly not difficult to see the relief coming from Coach Milgram after that tying touchdown. Lots more to come here on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. It's senior night here at Cosumnes Oaks High School, and the host Wolfpack tying things up late in the half. Stay with us.
Maria, so how's work?
It was 4th period biology. Our students just weren't getting how easily viruses spread. So Miss Bell and I had them role play a zombie virus outbreak. By the time they had all learned the lesson, all the living were dead. Hey, how's your job going?
That big sales meeting I planned? Next year, I might get to go.
Cool.
Your son wants to get a cat, but you're allergic. Do you A, prepare yourself, B, make the best of it,
C squared equals
25.
Good job.
or C, find a loophole? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Well, we're here with the Wolfpack, Cosumnes Oaks 7, Elk Grove Thunder and Herd 7, and I'm here with Maria Osborne, the principal, the head of Cosumnes Oaks High School. It's going into the second term. What's going on campus right now?
We've got a lot going on. We're really excited. Volleyball and tennis are in the playoffs, and we're looking for a win tonight because we need to bring it home. Next week we've got Davis. Looking forward to that. We've just been ranked as one of the top schools in the area by a number of different places. We're just really excited about the start. We've got Pumpkin Palooza coming up, so it's going to be a really fun opportunity for teachers and students to work together. This is senior night. We're really proud of our seniors, and so it's a real I don't know, tug at your heart type event to watch some of these seniors that have been here for 4 years in band, cheer, football. Really excited.
So tonight, you kind of mentioned that you guys are highlighting football, but not only football is getting highlighted tonight. There's band, there's cheers getting highlighted. Like, how proud of you are these students being ranked? You mentioned that. How proud are you of your students?
Oh my gosh, I can't even say enough how much work that these kids put into it. And I've got to say a shout out to the families as well. I mean, because it takes kids to get here to be fed and to be taken to camp and to be nurtured and supported in their academics as well. And these are true student athletes, all of them. So really proud of them.
When I came up today, I saw a sign that said, "We put the CO in community." And so how big is the Wolfpack family and pride out here in this area?
Well, now I've got goosebumps because we've been looking at all the words that start with CO, like community, collaborate, college, you know, all these things that go together. It just seems to be who we are, and we're really trying to be that. So when you see students say, "I am CO, we are CO," that's what we are.
Well, Wolfpack is definitely in good hands with Maria here, and we will be right back to you. The game again, Elk Grove 7, CO 7. We'll be right back.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Wolfpack 7, and now I'm here with George Smith, athletic director here at Cosumnes Oaks, and we're talking about, just prior to coming on, all the events that's going on today, senior night, kind of recognizing everybody that's doing something in fall. How big was the fall for you guys?
Fall was outstanding for us. We had just been realigned into the Delta League, making the transition from a Division II league to a Division I league, and we were very successful. Our girls tennis team qualified for the playoffs, as well as our girls volleyball team also qualified for the playoffs. So it's quite an accomplishment, transitioning from a Division II league to a Division I league. So we're really pleased with our kids and the progress that we're making in the Delta League.
So fall here at CO is going good, and winter is just around the corner. How is that all going for you as the athletic director, getting everybody started for now winter sports?
It's going to be very stressful, getting the kids cleared as far as their physicals and clearance paperwork and academics. We're going to have 3 boys basketball teams, 2 girls basketball teams, boys and girls soccer, and boys and girls wrestling. So we'll have a lot of kids involved in athletics, and that's outstanding for this winter.
Now, you're a very busy man. I see you talking to parents, fans, players. Like, what does a senior night mean to you? I know there's so many that you've been at, but what does senior night mean to you?
It's just a special night, a combination of the kids, their 4 years here at Cosumnes Oaks, and recognizing, and, you know, we're recognizing all the seniors as far as football, spirit, cheerleading, and band members that all have taken a part in our success of our fall athletic season.
Well, that's so great. CO's been amazing. George Smith's amazing. Back to you, Will.
All right, very good.
Okay, thank you very much, Lauren Goodman, and I echo those sentiments. George Smith is one of the champs, and always happy to be here at his campus and working with him for these broadcasts. And this is quite an event. I'm amazed at how many people are being honored, and their families are here to observe what's going on senior night. But let's get back to a few other details, and that would be the weekly rankings compiled by the Imperator.
Okay, here we are with Folsom being in that #1 spot all season long. And this is our 9th week here, followed by Intercom really coming off a scare with Antelope, coming from behind, and give Coach Stark and his staff and players credit to pull that one off. Joey Montoya's Placer team has had an outstanding year. Del Oro squeaking out a 1-point victory over Grant High School. Monterey Trail, we had them last week. Very impressive, TJ's club. Capital Christian and Casey just keep rolling on. Jesuit with a huge game, ranked at 7, going to play number 9 at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Oak Ridge in the 8th spot. Antelope at 10, really playing good football under Coach Ray. Grant under Coach Albee, playing Del Oro to the hilt, a 1-pointer, 21-20. And Elk Grove, you see here tonight, looking extremely good on that first drive. And then Cosumnes Oaks coming back stronger in that second half, and we got a battle here. And in that red zone, we've got Granite Bay and that tough SFL. Bear River with Coach Logue there forever, going great. Colfax undefeated. Tony Martello. Wood Creek was very impressive despite their loss to Antelope, playing so great. Rio Linda having a super season. Casa Roble coming back after being down several years, strong. Yuba City still in the hunt for a playoff berth. Ponderosa coming off a down year with an exciting year here, I believe, playing with Joey Montoya's Placer team tonight.
Well, that's quite a rundown, Coach. And yes, I can definitely stand by that comment about Wood Creek's valiant effort against Antelope in that game we covered a couple of weeks ago. We're at the half. This is Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week.
We have quarter-for-quarter graphic.
Yes, so let's take a look at the next graphic, something that our people worked out. David Stewart, yeoman's job with CG, and regulated beautifully by director Kevin Benyon. There it is, quarter by quarter. And we can see here that though the scoring has been sparse in the first half, we've only had 2 pass plays, 1 by each team.
Well, we didn't expect that. We expected that from the Herd, but we did not expect that from the Wolfpack. And they've been pretty successful running the football. And so with Track and Company and King. And then, as you see here, it's a balanced scoring here with a 7-7. Elk Grove with 1 in the first quarter and Cosumnes with 1 in the second quarter.
Thank you, Jam. Let's direct our attention back to Lauren Goodman.
Coach, he came out early, got an easy touchdown. Came back, fumble recovery, kind of got a little mixed up there, and penalties have been bothering you.
Yeah.
What does your team need to do right now to fix it?
Exactly that. Not turn the ball over and eliminate the penalties. Those are the 2 big ones right now that's killing us. If we can stop that, we'll be able to move the ball.
Now making an adjustment in your offensive game, trying to get the offense up-tempo, kind of going at your pace. What does your quarterback or your offensive line need to work on right now to pick that tempo?
They got to get off the ball. That's the biggest thing right now. Now we're just hesitating. We're waiting, and we're not initiating the contact. So we got to do a better job getting off the ball right now.
Good luck in the second half, Coach. Back to Will.
Okay, thank you, Lauren. Back to basics, basically. We got to get off the ball, initiate contact, and sounds like he was talking about basic essentials. So let's look at the numbers crunched so handily by our executive statistician, Gary Martin.
Oh, there you have it. Take a look at that. Just a great job by Gary. Rushing yards in favor of the Herd, and we expected that, particularly the first quarter where they dominated the stats and took 9 minutes of the first quarter out of it in their first score. Passing yards, nothing for the Herd. 3 yards, I mean, for you passing people out there, 3 yards is nothing. Total offense, 100 to 69, not much for a 7-7 ball game. First downs are almost even, 6-5. Penalties, the Herd has been penalized more, particularly in that first drive, and they still, despite those penalties, still scored. And then the turnovers, even though only 1, that was a huge one. that fumble down in there between the 25 and 30 was huge because having stopped Cosumnes on a drive previous, and giving no field goal to be made, then they turn around and on their first possession off that, they turn over the football on a fumble, and that led to Cosumnes' only touchdown.
This has been a defensive half, no question about it. The tackling and gang tackling has been excellent, and for run-heavy ball clubs, Elk Grove in general and Cosumnes Oaks, based on the switch at quarterback and so forth, very run-heavy. Defenses have dominated.
Well, they have, and the clock's just ticking away. That's one of the fastest halves we've seen. When you only see one pass on either team, a total of 3 yards via the pass, it's run, 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 and we expected that more or less, but perhaps even more of an accent on running. So the question is, who's going to tire out faster when you see both lines doing a great job getting off the football? I know Coach F wants more of it, but by the same token, he got a big dosage in that first, and that front line of his certainly did the job.
Well, and the one comment, he was adamant about the penalties. I mean, that first drive took forever, and a credit to them that they were able to sustain with some clutch plays on 3rd and 4th. But
yeah, right off the get-off, they had a great kickoff return that brought them back to the 9-yard line. Had the kickoff virtually to midfield and went back to the 9. They still won on a nice 91-yard drive.
91, very persistent, but nothing else to show for it. And the penalty by Harris, which at the statistics, he's coughed up 3 times and lost them all. As you said, it was crucial in that area where they were operating, but it was so close to the end of the half, Cosumnes Oaks really had to scramble to get in for that TD with about a minute to go. So tough luck for the Herd there, but credit Derek Milgram's ball club for pulling it together enough to get the ball to track and hit pay dirt.
Yes, and as we know, Track is not a big guy, somewhere in the vicinity of 5'7", 5'8", about 165 pounds, but he runs tough. Don't let that fool you. He's got moves. He's got yards after contact, and we've watched him now for several years. Very impressive. We love his effort.
Most assuredly. That's a wonderful example for all small backs, small players for that matter, that can bring that type of tough-mindedness and physical durability in this game that, as we know, is so physical that injuries are always in abundance. There you see Derek Milgram, certainly relieved to be even again here at 7-7 on senior night as the tribute continues here at the Cosumnes Oaks Franklin Community Stadium at Cosumnes Oaks High School. We're going to take a little bit of a break and come right back for more of Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Well, there you see on our graphic exactly where we stand, and except for a single digit, we're all even, 7-7, a defensive-dominated first half here in this crucial Delta League game. The club that emerges victorious, Coach Domino, is going to take a giant step towards securing
a playoff appearance.
Well, as we looked at those standings, definitely that is so. Elk Grove, both teams have 2 losses, and Jesuit and Sheldon are undefeated. One will be defeated after tomorrow. So the team that's victorious here tonight will definitely be in a driver's seat and have 3rd place locked up.
Well, our coaches are moving the chess pieces around. On the left there with his back to us, you see Derek Milgram, Cosumnes Oaks, and on the right, 15-year veteran, his 2nd season with the Thundering Herd, John Heffernan, arms folded. The type of a posture to me that would indicate a measure of uncertainty and probably impatience. He was not very happy about commenting that penalties and lack of initiation were 2 areas that did not please him, certainly. But we got a half to go, and the way these offenses performed and the way the defenses performed, I'm not sure much is going to change.
Well, I don't know, because neither team has shown us any passing threat. So therefore, unless things do change, unless they get to the point where toward the end of the football game they're going to have to try to get a score in the air and little time left, they're willing to have a long drive, run the football effectively, etc. And that's all well and fine. Only thing is, again, you don't want to get into a situation on who holds the ball last in terms of that run threat.
Well, these teams are going to have to pull something out of their sleeve. We do know that they both have gadget plays and trick plays in their bag of tricks, and we'll see who resorts to that first. But we're going to show you this graphic here that at the outset would indicate that Elk Grove is a ball club that takes tremendous advantage of mistakes by the opposition. 25 takeaways this year, including 17 fumble recoveries. When we covered them in week 5, they had 10 fumble recoveries by 10 different players, and that pace has not slowed much. But tonight, it was the one that got away from them that Harris coughed up, and it got cashed.
Well, this is true, and
all right, scores from around the Delta League, as we have seen some scores come in. Jim, there's one from the Delta.
Well, there's Davis out front at halftime, 6-0. Davis fighting for a playoff berth too. And so that game has some meaning, even though Franklin's have a disappointing year, why Davis is fighting for a playoff berth.
Well, let's give you a couple more from around the area. The one that catches my eye the most here is the game that was written up in the Sacramento Bee with Grant and Folsom, alluding back to some of their previous clashes. But tonight, in the 2nd quarter, things are not quite going the way of heavy competition. Well,
once again, in all due respect to Grant High School and Coach Albergini, certainly Folsom is above everyone. They're clearly number 1 by a great margin.
46-0 in the 2nd quarter, Folsom over Grant. And we've got another graphic to post here, Monterey Trail, that we were so impressed with a week ago. On top at the half over Laguna Creek, as you see our graphic there. TJ Ewing's ball club is humming right now.
Well, here's an impressive halftime score. Intercom over Yuba City. I thought Yuba City would put on a tougher fight than that. They're down 42-0 in the 2nd quarter.
Well, it doesn't look like the honkers are doing much honking. Rockland 7-0 over Del Oro in that Sierra Foothill League game in the 2nd quarter. Had some hitting going on there for sure. And how about that? 14 now. Rockland scored again, and in the 2nd quarter, 14-0 over Del Oro. Nice going for the Thunder.
Oh, yes, because I'll tell you what, right now, that's a big upset going on over there. Undefeated Del Oro.
How's Joey Montoya's ball club doing?
Oh, Joey's club is off and running at halftime, 42-6, after a vastly improved Ponderosa ball club coming in there at 6-2. This was supposed to be Joey's toughest ball game, but I'll tell you, he's got a ball club, and he narrowly missed the state championship last year, and he could have himself a state championship team this year.
Where you see John Heffernan there, probably not real happy about this extended delay,
well,
as the senior night festivities here at Cosumnes Oaks is looking like it's starting to play out here. And there's Derek Milgram. Both of these clubs want to get going here, and they get him out here ready to play, and it's a false start.
Well, I know what we're seeing out there is very important to the total school, but it really is. And we've got to recognize that, and the coaches have got to give a little bit. And even though they don't want to be having such a long half, we're going about a 23 to 25 minute half right now, and we could be headed for 30. But by the same token, I think it's nice to respect the total school.
Most assuredly. Well, let's take this opportunity to let you know that we've got something on tap for next week here on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. It's week 10, and it'll be another Delta delight here. We're going to double down, and it's going to be right here at Cosumnes Oaks, the other half of the co-inhabitation here. Franklin will be hosting, and it'll be Joe Catalico's Sheldon Huskies coming in as the visitors. And as we know, he's got a big ball game tomorrow afternoon, a matinee over at Jesuit to determine first place in the Delta. But next week's ball game right now kind of looking like it could be one-sided, Coach.
Well, it could be. Obviously, Sheldon's going to come in here being a heavy favorite. And as we're getting ready to start the second half kickoff here after a long but very impressive half where they're honoring so many students and so many clubs and groups from Cosumnes Oaks High School. Very impressive.
Very festive here at the Elk Grove campus at Cosumnes Oaks, and players on the field for the host Wolfpack in kickoff formation as we're almost ready for third quarter action. Now the Thundering Herd takes the field. A 7-7 tie. Elk Grove striking first. And late in the half, Cosumnes Oaks, a clutch fumble recovery on a heavy rush against Elk Grove quarterback Carter Harris. And they managed to drive it and get in before the half to tie this thing at 7-7.
What was impressive in the first half was the ability for Elk Grove when Allen and Harris and Frazier were breaking containment and getting around the corner despite those penalties. And I didn't think they'd be able to do that. I expected them to maybe run tackle to tackle.
A booming kickoff taken at the 8. It looks like King. Stutter step, look for room to work, and he makes the 30 or so. So, one of the rare touches for King this evening, and they need to get him the football.
Well, he's dangerous, very dangerous. Whether you give him the ball on the reverses or the handoffs, but or get him the ball. I'm surprised we haven't seen any bubble screens by either team. And when you got a receiver like King, like you said, Will, why not get him the ball?
I think you're about to see action open up right here and now. From the 29-yard line. Inside running is stuffed by 3 herdsmen. Boy, oh boy, that was vicious.
Well,
in on the tackle that time.
Cody is right there, and he's had a big game in the first half.
Brandon Grant there as well. No gain, 2nd and 10.
There you see a nice close-up on Cody. I'll tell you, he's a very impressive down lineman.
Cam Broussard at the quarterback position. He gets the direct snap, and he was going to run it. But they're waiting for him. Stacked up near the line of scrimmage. He may have made the 30. If so, 3rd and 9.
Well, once again, Grant all over it. No, not much room there to go. It looks like the herd is really pursuing. They look a little more fired up like they did in the first quarter, Will.
I would imagine Coach Heffernan brought out some napalm.
I would think so.
He wasn't very happy, so his team right now hitting hard on defense. 3rd and 9. Fake to King, throw the football near side. Got a completion and some big running room. That was excellent open field running right there. A beautiful job.
Well,
and I'll tell you, he hasn't had his hands on the ball much, but that time Brandon Jennings was stepping.
Well, we're just talking about the bubbles and the quick hitches, and there it is. I mean, he's got some speedsters. There's a quick 3-step, get the ball to Jennings. Use of your blocking out there, nice move.
18 yards on the catch and run, mostly the run. 1st down. Wolfpack on the move, just shy of midfield at the 48. Track has the pill and just gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a wee bit more. The delay wasn't quite enough to trick the herd there. They recovered quick and held it to a 1-yard run. 2nd and 9. We're just underway here in the 3rd quarter. Happy to have you with us for Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week with Jim Domino and Lauren Goodman. I'm Will James. Track now, 11 carries for a tough 31 yards and a touchdown. Broussard wants to throw, fire left, it's a high strike. Hit immediately.
Well, that's a great job. 18, Nick Wollstonecroft came up from that safety position, and even if the ball was successively caught, Will, he was going to get hit for no gain.
Rudimentary pass play and pass route. There you see, again, Big John. Broussard 2 for 3 for 21 yards upstairs. And credit Jennings for making the most out of that big play. So it brings up 3rd and 9, no gain again. Motion in the backfield. Near side running, turn the corner, short of a first.
Well,
King. The gain is to, well, they're into Elk Grove territory. Another look on the carry by King.
There you see King looking for a place, looking for a crease. Not much room there as you see a bunch of herd, and finally he steps out of bounds, and they're 4th down, and they're short, obviously, by a good 5 and close to 6.
From the Elk Grove 47 on 4th and 5.
Hard count, try to draw them off.
My. I don't know if they'll have a first on this. They may have to measure. That's right there. And are they going to eyeball it or measure? Okay, I think it's time for our referee, Russell Carter, to step in here and clarify.
They're going to bring out the chains.
Thank you.
Coach's request. And if it's short, we have a look for Broussard to line up deep and then come up under center and get it with the quarterback sneak.
Well, there's some major objection here along that Cosumnes Oaks. They're arguing about the spot, and they are in utter disbelief. Oh my goodness, this is crucial right here and now. And now Carter to speak with Derek Milgram. I have the idea that they're going to spot it short. And I think that's what I meant. 9:17, still early 3rd. It's a 7-7 tie in a ball game both clubs need desperately. In the penalty department, Elk Grove 6 for 55 yards, 2 of them resulting in first downs. Cosumnes Oaks 4 infractions, totaling 29 yards.
Okay, let's see if Broussard comes under center and hard counts it again.
Now, Coach Milgram, not a happy camper right now based on the spotting of that football. Here we go. And the whistle's gonna halt this play. Time out, Wolfpack, to talk over what they're gonna do.
He was in danger of being penalized, okay, for time, too much time to get the ball play, because the D-back gave a 5-second count, the 5-second warning.
Well, that was a heads-up timeout. There you see that offensive unit, now the Elk Grove defense on the spot to try to prevent a gain of 2 inches.
Well, once again, we'll see how much confidence.
Okay, in total offense, Coach, Elk Grove frozen at 100 yards in 23, nothing since the intermission.
Well, they haven't had the ball.
And 93 on the Cosumnes Oaks. Here we go, hold on to yourselves. They run it, they've got it, and nice extra surge carrying to about the 36. Boy, I'll tell you, he is a package. Jacob Track.
Track is back and doing well. That was a key three. You only needed inches, but 3 on that.
Look at this carry.
Look at that fight, extra effort.
And he leaks ahead. See, they couldn't hold him. So the clock rolls at the 8:50 mark on the front side of quarter number 3, a 7-7 tie, but the Pack on the move. Fake and run. Broussard's got the pill. Step and go. Nice carry, close to a first. He's inside the 30 at about the 26 or so, and it's a first down for the Pack.
Well, as mentioned, have a look at this again. Great effort. Broussard finding a hole, using his blockers, finding a running lane. Excellent job, and I'm impressed with Cameron Broussard, and I mentioned before the ball game, it doesn't surprise me, not one bit.
11 yards on that carry from the 26, 1st and 10, triple wide left, give it to Track, and he's dropped. Fumble, but after the whistle, I believe. Okay. Well, that probably had a few people's heart skipping a beat along that home sideline, but no harm, no foul, no gain. Another look.
Have a look at this again. There's a give to Track, and there you see, well, he was definitely down.
Jack
no question.
Spithorst with the punch out. No gain. Well, maybe a loss of 1 there. It was 2nd and 11 now. Broussard to Track, a big opening up the middle. Look at him go. Wow, dragged down finally inside the 5 on a TD saving tackle, and that little motorman can really burst.
This is one of the finest runs this year. I'll tell you, he used every move in the book. As we look at this, this is outstanding moves.
25 yards on this carry, and you'll see how he did it.
He goes inside, don't tackle me high, and finally they get him down on about the 1.
Cade Jordan again with a TD saving stop. Timeout taken. Coach Heffernan wants to talk it over with his Elk Grove defense. Right now, the Herd on the spot after that brilliant run by Jacob Track. We're nearing the midway mark of the 3rd. It's senior night here at Cosumnes Oaks, and now the host crowd really coming to life.
Well, they are, and guess what? The Herd is getting a dose of their own medicine. Clock management and running the football by Cosumnes using the clock. The Herd hasn't touched the ball yet this half, Will.
It's hard to score when you don't touch the ball. Cosumnes Oaks thus far, 11 plays in this drive, 69 yards on the move, and it sucks up 4 minutes and 25 seconds of clock time, as the Imperator was saying. Ball control. Here they go from the 3. First and goal. Broussard to track, power up, touch, down, Wolfpack. Jacob Track. Nice blocking off that right side. Let's credit Jerron, Allen, and Cannon. Another look.
Watch Track in here. He finds a crease in there and followed the big fella. He followed that big 56 who's had a great season. Porter heading for Stanford.
Duarte for the PAT. Got it at 7.5 minutes, 14-7. And
Here
here's
comes
how
Track.
they take the lead. Jacob Track doing the honors. We're going to be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Lourdes Stefan, host of Univision's Sal y Pimienta. Cancer doesn't just change the way you feel, it changes the way you look. From losing your hair, even your eyebrows, to changes in your skin and nails, cancer treatment can rob you of your confidence and self-esteem. But Look Good, Feel Better changes all that. More than 800,000 women have learned how to address the appearance side effects of cancer treatment through our workshops. Visit lookgoodfeelbetter.org to find a free workshop near you. Let Look Good, Feel Better help you feel like you again.
The drive consumes 11 plays, 4.5 minutes, 71 yards. Track punched it in for the go-ahead TD. Duarte converted, and it's 14-7. And we're happy to see there that one of the top offensive linemen, Cannon, is walking off under his own power. A leg cramp, apparently the problem. So nothing really serious to worry about. And we'll have the Cosumnes Oaks kickoff now, and the first time this evening that the hosts have been on top. Well, there you see him stretching it out along that sideline under the trainer's watchful eye, and Duarte with a booming line drive to the goal line. A step back, and that is Horn. No return. Touch back out to the 20. It deprives a heck of a run back artist of an opportunity to break something big.
Lauren has a report on the player.
Well, let's turn our attention to Lauren Goodman with this update.
Well, on that last play, a couple of players trampled over his leg and it started cramping up immediately. So the trainers have him right now stretching his leg, trying to get that full mobility back so he can come back to the game. Back to you, Will.
Okay, thank you. Cannon being attended to, but right now the pack on defense. Big room up the middle. Wow, an important knockdown tackle right there on the run by Allen. That was a quick opener.
Well, I'm looking for the Herd to come back. They've been waiting to get the football, and they're foaming at the bit. And I see that big front that they have that can run block with anyone. And now Allen in that tailback spot. And I look for Harris and Allen to run the football down the field.
Gain of 20, 1st and 10 for the Herd from its own 40. 7-minute mark, 3rd quarter. Short yardage, gain of 2. Allen is really getting a workout. Second and 8. Allen now 66 yards on 10 carries, and he's been the driving force in stabilizing their offense and ability to hold on to the ball. Big room to the near side. Wow, dragged down before he could get away. That was huge. And Allen is making them pay.
Well, that game, that's a run-saving, touchdown-saving tackle.
Yes, and here's a look at it.
Watch Allen burst off, go to the outside, and a nice tackle. There you see it by number 52. And believe me, that saved the TD intro, Santiago.
14 yards on that carry. From the pack, 44. Short yardage. This time with the carry, Hunter Hall, his first touch.
Hall for a couple, and they're content on running inside right between their guard tackle and setting up a quarterback keeper now. I think they're setting up that quarterback keeper or the pitch.
2nd and 7 from the pack 41. Oh my goodness. Harris dragged down and thrown down.
Well, I think he wished he gave the ball to the lead back.
Weaver, we've talked about him. Though the herd doesn't pass much, he's a terrific pass rusher and penetrator off that defensive line. Here's a quick look.
Okay, now he fakes inside to his halfback, and Weaver doesn't go for the fake. Excellent defense. He slow played that option just like you draw it up in the playbook.
Loss of 2, 3rd and 9. Harris, 11 carries for 30. He's been sacked 4 times. He wants to throw, sets up and fires deep left side. He's got his man. It's Horn. A big gainer.
There you see one of the few times Carter Harris only thrown 33 passes going into this ball game in 8 previous games. Hooks up with Matt Horn down the field and put it right there.
Well, he had 2 steps on to Darius Mathis, but looky here, a penalty's going to wipe this out. And John Heffernan probably is going to reach a new level of frustration after that call.
Well,
and we'll wait for referee Russell Carter to fill us in.
Noticeable, downfield, first down, rebound.
Ineligible receiver downfield. The football moved back to the 48, and they call it 3rd and 10 from there. That's not right. It's about 3rd and 13. Triple wides to the right for Elk Grove, and he wants to throw again. Big rush, and he steps away from trouble. Another fumble by Harris. Oh my goodness. Harris coughs up another one 4 times this year, and Cosumnes Oaks has people there to recover. How about that? That was a wonderful escape by Harris, but he didn't protect the football, and here's what happened.
Watch Harris come out of here. He flushes the pocket, goes inside, outside, breaking that tackle, miss another tackle. Hold on to the football. There it goes.
There it goes.
Okay, that's a great open field tackle and unfortunately fumble.
Jacob Track, meantime, makes the herd pay with about a 7-yard burst up the middle. And that was huge. It was Jennings able to dislodge it, and then you saw the recovery. And 2 turnovers, both fumbles by Harris, and the momentum shifts back immediately to Cosumnes Oaks here late in the 3rd. 3.5 to go. Track again, stymied and dropped. It's going to bring up, they need about 1 more yard, it looks like.
Well, it looks, if you look at that Cosumnes front, they look like they're gaining confidence. I'm watching the way they go back to the huddle and watch that handoff once again. There's Track going inside, not much room, He's still battling. He only picks up about 2.
Well, he only needs half a yard here. Up the middle, and he got it. Boy, oh boy, he's taking some shots. What a tough runner. And a tough defender dealing out lots of shots is Cade Jordan, number 7.
There's a handoff to track once again. Oh, he almost lost the football on the handoff. A very bad exchange, but a good recovery by track.
It was a good recovery, and I can guarantee you there's some serious hitting going on down there from both sides.
Oh,
First
yeah.
and 10 at midfield. Cosumnes Oaks on the move after the turnover. King's got the football working left, and he's strung out and cuts it hard. Big speed. King with a burst. A king-size gain for Elijah King. The man.
Well, I'll tell you, when he got the football, watch it. They run that sweep back to the far side. King turning the corner, showing speed galore. Excellent, well done, and very impressive running by Elijah King.
25 yards on the carry before Riddick dropped him. And the momentum belongs to the pack. Running right, Broussard, can he turn it? No. Too many people there. He got ahead for a couple to about the 23 or so.
Well, Cody Hatch and company there, preventing him from going any further. But meanwhile, Cosumnes Oaks running the football with a 1-touchdown lead, using the clock wisely.
Under 2 minutes now here in the third. 14-7 Cosumnes Oaks. The pack trying to complete the drive after another turnover to give them some insurance. Track up the middle, bumps into a couple of blockers and gets dropped shy of the 20. But it's going to bring up third and relatively short. Spithorst with the stop and a little bit of an equipment adjustment there. Let's take another look at Jacob Track.
It's that handoff to track inside, and good pursuit.
I love the way he holds the football with 2 arms on all of his carries.
Well, he's got to protect the football. And
well, he needs 6 from the. How about that? Another line surge, another penalty. And the Herd firing into their own feet here.
Well, Coach does that well. He gives a signal from inside. Coach Heffernan is quite upset, to say the least. The whole staff is upset with that call.
Well, he's got some serious finger pointing going on right there, and there's his counterpart, Derek Milgram, watching his team. Nice cut by Track where there was nowhere to go. He's inside the 15.
Well, there's a little after action going on, and officials better watch the line play very closely. There's some pushing and shoving going on inside.
They put it at the 13-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1.
If the Herd defense keeps shifting with these wide splits from the offensive linemen, Track will have all day to run inside. They're creating running lanes without even blocking.
Up to the line on 3rd and 1. 15 seconds to go in the quarter.
We got big line splits again.
1st and 10, my mistake. Right side running Track, and he's at the 10. And that'll be the final play of the third quarter. That was controlled by Cosumnes Oaks.
Very definitely.
We'll be right back for more of Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Well, John Heffernan, head coach of the Elk Grove Thundering Herd, there you see him pacing that sideline, not happy about the turn of events or the performance of his team for that matter. He's only down a touchdown in total offense. Things have shifted. 146 yards for Elk Grove, about 5 yards a crack, but Cosumnes Oaks is up to 180.
But it's beyond the scoreboard. It's ball control and time consuming. And a club like the Herd doesn't come from behind without a strong passing attack.
And they do not have a strong passing attack. They're going to have to let the defense do the talking for them right now.
Very definitely. The pressure's on the D.
Broussard hands it off. A short yardage plunge. Track dove ahead, but it was pretty well sealed up.
Well, the Herd is going to have to make some adjustments on those line splits because the offensive line of the Wolfpack are spreading them out and creating holes for track. Okay, no question about it.
3rd and 6 from the 9. Interesting down and distance. We'll see what they call on this one. They've got track right beside Broussard, but whistles are going to kill this play.
Well, with all those...
delay game on the offense.
Well, that was an avoidable penalty. Delay of game -5. 3rd and 11 now from the 14.
Well, once again, they're trying to key track because it's track, 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 and with the inside running lanes that are wide open on these line splits, Will, he can fake there, and if Broussard keeps the ball and boots, believe me, he could be wide open on a fake to track.
Okay, let's see how it shakes out. A reverse. Brown pitches it back. King to the goal line. Touchdown, Wolfpack. Keon Foreman Brown, but we might have something amiss.
They're bringing it back.
Yes, they are. That play looked like it was going half speed. Holding against the Pack.
Number 11.
I wonder if they're going to...
11.
Emiliano Brown, perhaps a little too grabby, as we see our referee, Russell Carter.
Well, Coach Milgram is letting him know his feelings.
He sure is. Look at this. That is one coach I would not want to debate with. He knows the rule book front and back. I believe he's giving Mr. Carter a lesson there.
Meanwhile, Coach Heff doesn't mind that penalty going the other way.
Well, there's the official call. Coach Milgram vehemently objecting and has that stance.
I haven't seen him march off the yards yet, have you? I haven't seen yards.
I really haven't either. I didn't see a mechanic there on the way, and I might have been distracted when, I was kind of flashing back to our trip over here today when we passed the orphanage, and I just, well.
Get off the field.
Derek Milgram is upset, and he's been told to get off the field.
Well, he's going to get a flag if he's not careful.
Well,
they did hit him with something here. I think that's the march off from the previous one that we didn't see marched off, Will.
Okay, you're probably right. Coach Milgram trying to give hand signals from the sideline to 2 wideouts all the way across the field. So they're calling it 3rd and 16 from the 19. Motion. They give it to Brown, who wants to throw. Back to Broussard. Incomplete. Well, there's one of the gadgets we spoke of.
That's one of them, and it appears like the field goal team coming on.
Well, I must say this, Duarte does have the leg. Even though he missed from 34, he had 44 distance. He's got a strong leg, and he's hash mark left. They're going to spot it at the 26, make it a 36. Spot, step, boot. It was a heavy rush, and he just did get it inside the right upright. 36-yard field goal. Duarte tax on the insurance. That is huge, and we'll take another look.
Here you see it.
Nice camera work, gang.
Wow, that's as close as it gets. Importantly, giving them a 10-point lead, and again, playing against a run-happy team that generally is not going to have the confidence level in the passing game. That's huge going into that during the fourth quarter here.
It is huge, but the fact is it's been 17 unanswered points.
Well, the 2 turnovers have led to both of them, and Harris's quarterbacks really have 2 turnovers.
I just have a feeling that if Duarte puts a leg into this, we're going to see some kind of a return. A couple of dangerous speedsters back there after this 61-yard drive in 11 plays.
Keep your eyes on Horn.
A blast right at him, but he's at the goal line. Here he comes, a big back, working far. Uh-oh, look out, hold on to yourselves. They're trying to cut him off, and able to catch him near the Cosumnes Oaks 40, and I guess I was right. Ooh, we don't want to kick it to him.
No, that's what you don't want.
This game is really warming up. It's intense right now. What's at stake is huge. Both clubs want this victory badly, but it has come at a cost. Some indecisiveness as we see 3 of our game officials across the way putting their heads together and trying to find out what to do after that 56-yard return by Horn.
I'm wondering what's going on. Was there a penalty that we didn't see?
Well, it happened on the sideline, whatever it was. And the part that's most crucial is what this decision is going to be by our crew here in the striped shirts. So Russell Carter coming across the field toward us. This is important.
I have a personal foul on the return team, number 8. Number 8, okay?
On the return team? I don't understand that. Okay, well, let's, we're gonna, in a moment, we'll send it to Lauren Goodman, but I have a feeling something's just gonna explode right here because emotion is running very high right now, and so is the temperature down on the field. The 56-yard kickoff returned by Horn is complemented by a major penalty of a personal foul. It was incorrectly stated to be on the return team.
Well, now they call it on number 8, who's Byers.
So Our officials trying to restore a resemblance of order here. Here we go. 1st and 10 from the 15. After a pitch, Riddick working left. Shoved out near the 10.
Well, I see no, apparently the clock's still running.
We'll have a replay upcoming here if we can determine what's happened over there. Here's Horn getting spun out of bounds. Nothing there. There's number 8, Byers. So here's Horn bumping face mask with a Cosumnes Oaks defender who tackled him. I have to say that the penalty call is incorrect, and they put it on the wrong person anyway. Touchdown, Thundering Herd. Allen gets in for the Herd. That was a confusing situation, and if you really wanted to know the truth of it, I guess you'd have to see this game in its entirety, but I don't like the way that was handled. Well,
We had a pretty good view from here, unless there's something else that we didn't see.
PAT on the way. No good. Let's take another replay here as we go to break. It's a touchdown run. Allen blasting in, untouched. We'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie. Nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Well, after an interesting touchdown drive punctuated by a wild sideline call, here's the ensuing kickoff taken outside the 5 to the middle of the field and dropped suddenly. Look at that intense play out there. You can best believe it's going to be that way the rest of the game. 9:54 left.
These are freeway rivals and battling for that third position of the league.
Okay, well, let's catch up with our partner. I know Lauren Goodman has been observing this ball game. What you got, Goody?
Well, guys, on that last penalty before the Herd scored that touchdown, both referees, or all the referees, are trying to get order back in the game. They're trying to make their presence felt. Both sidelines are frustrated with the referees. Both teams are playing with a lot of emotion, so be on the lookout for that. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Lauren. Draw play to track. He slowed up and dropped after a carry for a couple, and I don't blame these players. It's not just revved up with the competition of the moment and for what's at stake here, but shaky officiating can unnerve anybody.
Well, certainly can, and to me, it's been on both sides. I mean, I can't say one side is getting the worst end of it.
Track now 85 yards on 23 carries. Here's another one. He squirts out over the 30 to the 32, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and medium.
A big down here. Now, Broussard hasn't carried the ball in a while, and they're keying on Track, and Track's getting his yards. The question is, will they fake the Track and keep it?
Here's the play, 3rd and 4 from the 32. A lunge by Elk Grove again.
They've had 3 or 4 tonight, and I don't quite get it. They give the signal on the hard count from the sideline. And once again, Coach Milgram gave them the signal, okay, to do. So I don't understand why the Herd can't back off half a yard. Most coaches tell their defensive line, back off half a yard and watch the football, not sound.
Well, they've been unable to show discipline. Coach Milgram there looking on. This game really heating up right now. And there you see across the way, Coach Heffernan pointing. He really needs his D to come up. We're still a ways to go early here in the fourth, 8:49 to go.
That looked good enough to move the chains to me.
Dead ball foul. Hot tempers are uncontrolled right now.
Well, encroachment is a dead ball because, you know, it's not a live ball, obviously.
1st and 10 from the 37. He gets away again. A foot race, right sideline. Goodbye, baby. Jake Track. Jacob Track, 63 yards in a flash. And a penalty is ooh-wee. Well, we've seen some stuff in our time, Coach, but
this is ranking with one of our.
They're going to call a hold. Here's the announcement.
Holding. First down.
You know, I know there's paybacks between teams and stuff, but I wonder to what extent the officials get caught up in the emotion.
Well, this is one of the most penalized games that we've had in a long while.
1st and 22, no touchdown for Track from the 25-yard line. Broussard to throw, he's going to be chased and dropped. Nice pass rush by 4 herdsmen, and we have an injured player getting up slowly.
Looked like Cody, but I'm not certain if it's Cody Heish. No.
They're going to substitute for him right now. So, coming off there, the fallen herdsman. I guess that was a 3-yard loss if they're calling it 2nd and 25. Boy, oh boy.
The clock moving away, as you see. It's important if Cosumnes is going to win this football game and stay ahead.
Broussard's going to run it. He's trying to dance for some room. He gets ahead for a little bit before being dragged down.
Well, we know one. Too many.
7-13, nearing midway 4th.
I'm watching how long this play is, and I don't see that the field judge is giving a signal here. I mean, the back judge.
Okay, Broussard to throw, fire right. Step and go. Back to the original line of scrimmage and a little bit more. Big man King surrounded, but another penalty has been thrown. Well, what had become a very intense and rather exciting game just a short time ago has now evolved into a penalty fest that has aggravated both teams, players and coaches, and the spectators. Third and 20 from the 27, but that's not right. They got the football parked out at the 38-yard line. 4th down upcoming. They need 9 more. And showing punt formation. High snap over his head. Bobbled, but he sets up and kicks it. Wow. And they're going to let it roll, and it's going to trickle away. It takes a pack bounce down inside the 30. So
that's a great job by the punter. Wow.
Yes, it was. That was nearly, very nearly, a very, very costly mistake. 35 yards on that emergency boot. And that stands out as a big play. Want to remind you that at the conclusion of our telecast tonight, Lauren Goodman will be interviewing our players of the game as we're preparing our ballots. And you can make your picks at home as we see that run play shoved back. Second and 9 from the 29. The Herd down by 4. Inside running. Boy, he has been a tough workhorse back tonight. Allen dragging people over the 40-yard line.
He is. He runs hard between the tackles. Will, strong back, and now 5:32, plenty of time again, but this ball club does not throw the football.
So we've got an injured player on the field. Looks like it could be a cramping scenario. We've seen a couple of those prior. 5:32 showing on the clock in a ball game that has had some rather peculiar twists and turns, and the types that have aroused the crowd and the players. Well, there's been some big plays tonight and some touchdowns that we thought were touchdowns that were not touchdowns. And there's the running count right now. On 3 occasions, touchdowns have been neutralized and nullified by penalties. In the rushing department, durable Damian Allen, 109 yards on 14 carries, yeoman's job there. Riddick, 8 on 3. And Harris, spunky quarterback, 39 yards on 12 carries, but 2 very, very costly fumbles. Let's take a look at a couple of those nullified touchdowns here.
Oh, here's a pitch
Frazier.
To Frazier, and Frazier going down the sidelines for what we thought was an apparent touchdown.
That was called back.
There's one.
60 plus. Then going the other way, Track is going to dash for 60 plus as he leaked out of that pile and out sprinted everybody down the side. And there was one other one earlier in the game for a total of 3. Nice work, guys. Sweet replays there. Beautiful job. 5.5 to go, clock rolling. Here we go, up to the line, 1st and 10 for the Herd. From their own 42, they're down 4. Frazier was in motion. Big Allen, 1st down, barreling into Wolfpack territory to the Cosumnes Oaks 44.
Well, between Allen and the returnability on kickoffs by Horn, they are both big, strong backs.
14 more yards for Allen, who's now at 123 yards on 15 carries. Let's see, we got 1st and 10. Football at the Cosumnes Oaks 44 with 4:50 to go. We are coming down the stretch, and I had a feeling we'd get to a tense part of the game like this. Wide open, Allen finally being contained, dropped near the Cosumnes Oaks 20. Another 24-yard burst.
Well, Allen's putting this team on his back right here, I'm telling you. Watch Allen get that hand off, and there he goes. Big hole, but watch the moves by the big back, Damian Allen.
Track able to turn that play in and put a stop on it. 16 carries for 147. Not this time, however.
No, they had the whole world there. They looked like they had a 9-man front. Not front, but a 9-man in the box.
Nate Giron with the big stop. Allen, besides the 147 and a 9.2 per carry, he's picked up 8 first downs.
Wow, talk about moving the chains.
That's half his carries.
He's moved the chains on over half the carries.
Clock rolling, 3:40 to go. That was Frazier with the jab step. And short yardage, nice stand right there at the 15, 16-yard line.
Well, they've got 2 downs, and they've got about 7 yards to go to move the chains.
Boy, oh boy, he's a tough back right there.
There was nothing there. I thought they didn't give him a good spot, actually.
Down the left sideline. Inside the 5, near the 1.
We talked about the speed of Frazier turning the corner. Wow, he's got that speed. Turn the corner.
2:57 to go. Elk Grove can take the lead with a TD. A field goal will not get it done, so it's definitely a 4-down scenario if they need them. Well, it's quite clear now what Cosumnes Oaks needs. They're in trouble.
They need a turnover.
1st and goal from the 4. Nice shot from the end zone there. Frazier motion. Harris keeps and gets thrown back hard. There was nothing there. Well, that was some excellent defensive play right there.
There was. Actually, people didn't go for the fake though. He only picked up maybe a yard at the most.
Number 25, Daniel Williams. Timeout taken, a stoppage. Correction, no timeout. Rolling under 2 minutes to go here. Hold on to yourselves. 150 and ticking. They blasted forward. Touchdown, Thundering Herd. Damian Allen.
Well, he's put this team on his back in this drive, I'll tell you that. Damian Allen running hard. Junior, he looks more than 175, I'll tell you that, the way he carries people.
He looks more like 220.
Wow, look at him.
On for the PAT. They're up 2. They do kick, and it's a bullseye. 1:47 to go, 20-17, back in front, Elk Grove. Here's Howe.
There you go. There's Allen bullying his way in there. Look at him.
We'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less. and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
We have had another shift, another lead change. The Thundering Herd, a late TD, on top 20-17 now with less than 2 minutes remaining. Here's the kickoff, high but short on the run, outside the 10-yard line. Looking for big room up the middle. Here's a speed burst across the 40 to about the 44. How about track? Oh.
Talk about putting him in great field position.
That was special. Now they're fighting the clock. They're down 3. Football at the 43. Time management crucial. Triple wide to the near side. Track has the pill, and he's across the 45 to the 46, gain of 3.
Coach is egging him. Coach wants him to get in tempo. He wants another play. Look at the sideline.
Minute 22. He wants to throw. Oh, intercepted. This is going to be a pick 6. And that should do it. Nick Wollstonecroft read the play like a book. But nothing's guaranteed tonight. Jubilation from the Elk Grove contingent. I would say that return was in the neighborhood of 40 yards, and lost and found. They picked the right time for a takeaway there. That's their 26th of the year. That ball floated, and it was up there for grabs. John Heffernan, I'm quite sure, relieved.
Oh yes, he's relieved now with that 10-point or 9-point lead. He needs 2 scores to tie him.
PAT on the way. It's a bullseye. We'll show you how this game just turned around. A wobbler picked.
Yep.
10, 20, 30, 40. A 40-yard return on that interception. We'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
Yay!
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Things have flipped out there. 14 points in the fourth quarter on a couple of Damian Allen touchdowns, and then the coup de grace. Nick Wollstonecroft with the pick 6. So the kickoff short, but just a minute 7 remaining in this contest. That has taken a dramatic turn here in the final minutes.
Well, anytime Elk Grove can score 20 points in a quarter, you know, for them, 27 points right now is kind of pretty much what they average during the season.
It's more like 3 touchdowns in 6 minutes.
Yeah,
so here comes a last-ditch effort, but offside encroachment, or take your pick, at the Cosumnes Oaks 40. Allen a touchdown from 5, Allen a touchdown from 5, and
ball, full start. The right guard.
Okay, whistles are going to blow this play dead with 1:06 left. And, you know, we're at that time of year where with Thanksgiving
Dead ball, full start on the offense.
close by and great humanitarian efforts being made to take care of the deprived and orphanages being attended to. But there you see jubilation on that Elk Grove sideline, basically snatching this game out of the
game turned around.
There's a completion. Nice effort there to concentrate Emiliano Brown, and looky here. I would say, I would estimate, Coach, that control of this game was slipped away.
Well, right now,
more than a quarter ago.
Oh, yes, without a question. And you cannot let these players run roughshod all over the place. You know, they play, officials officiate, and coaches coach. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Clock rolling, 25 seconds before the end of this one. Broussard rolls, looks, chased, steps away, and cuts it back to the 40, and that is just about going to do it here in a wild finish to a very important Delta League ball game.
Yeah, he didn't try to get out of bounds, get one more play.
And this game is in the book. As James Cagney would say, the examination's over. What a wild one here at Cosumnes Oaks on senior night, as Elk Grove gets up off the deck, overcomes some costly turnovers, gets a great game out of their star fullback, and finishing touches applied by a defensive pick six insurance touchdown, as we see apparent sportsmanship at midfield in the handshake line, but bittersweet for sure. And though there is more to this season ahead, tonight the winners very, very happy, and the losers very sore.
Very definitely, because Cosumnes let it slip out of their hands in the last 10 minutes of this football game and gave up the 3 scores in a hurry. And the game just suddenly turned when it looked like Cosumnes could have really run the clock and stay in control of the ball game.
The majority of that turnaround escalated after Track's 63-yard touchdown run was wiped out. We had bickering on the field between coaches and officials, and I know that had an impact on the subsequent calls down the stretch. But here we are with a 27-17 win in dramatic fashion by visiting Elk Grove, in an important win for John Heffernan's ball club, as they now move to 5-4 on the season and 4-2 in the Delta. Don't wander off. When we come back, Lauren Goodman will be visiting with the players of the game in tonight's contest. Stay with us.
So how was work?
It was 1,300 hours. My math class from 302 was in the trenches. Davy Roth had it the worst. Fractions were coming at him left and right. He just didn't get the damn things.
2 days ago, I tried to teach him what 1/4 of 1/2 was using different sizes of blocks.
Yesterday, I tried again by dividing up pizza. Both missions failed.
Oh, no.
But today, I was ready. I created a combat math game where the only way to beat the enemy is to out-fraction them. Davy conquered every last denominator. My game was so successful, the principal is deploying it to math squadrons all over the school. Anywho, how was your day?
Oh, today my boss treated the office to salad wraps.
Salad wraps.
I know.
Open road, here comes the Heffley family.
Whether it's a short trip or a long haul.
Estimated time, 47 hours.
They will beg.
You're hungry? I'm happy to provide.
They will plead.
Deep fried butter on a stick.
But whatever you do, don't wimp out.
Now you're talking.
Make them buckle up.
He can't hurt.
Remember, safety first. Cheese curls second.
Are you orange?
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
The verdict is in, and the decision is final this evening at Cosumnes Oaks High School in Elk Grove, where tonight on senior night for the hosts, a wild and dramatic turnaround in the final minutes proved to be a wild finish and a 27-17 victory for visiting Elk Grove. There was lots of big plays tonight, crucial plays, and some standout performances that separated from the rest of them. In tonight's contest, we knew it was going to be run-dominated. It was. And as a result, the best runners here at the stadium emerged big. And let's take a look now, because our players of the game, Damian Allen emerging as a force for the Thundering Herd, and the exciting Jacob Track for Cosumnes Oaks. Lauren Goodman is standing by with our players of the game. Lauren?
Well, Will, you're absolutely right. Today was full of running and full of running highlights. And now first for CEO Jacob Track, I'm here with you. You had an emotional game coming even over here. Can you kind of just talk about your emotion and how tonight was for you?
Tonight really meant everything to me. This team and the seniors that I played with since freshman year, those are now like my brothers, you know. Those are guys who fought with me, played with me, cried with me, everything. So this night meant so much to me, and I'm so, I'm sad that we didn't get a win, but we fought to the very last play, and that's something I could take away from tonight.
Every time you touched the ball, it seemed like it was a highlight play of just your leadership. You're vocal on the sideline, kind of getting guys in check, in order. Like, how important is your leadership to this team?
Well, we have a lot of young guys. We have a lot of juniors and sophomores. And since I've been playing varsity 3 years, I've seen everything. I know when ups and downs, and I know how to pick my guys up. I know I got to stay positive. And that's something that I want to leave in this legacy at Cosumnes Oaks. That's something that, when I leave and these guys are still playing, they can pass my knowledge down to the next generation. And I think that's something that's so beautiful, and I'm just glad I can be a part of it.
I know when I was pulling you over here, you kind of just paying attention to these last moments that you're having on this field. Like, you have stepped up tremendously for the offense package for your team. How are you going to remember tonight, even though it didn't go on your side?
I'm going to remember tonight as a good game. Okay, I'm going to remember tonight as I gave every single last bit I got, because, a lot of people say, give all you got and don't leave any regrets. I didn't leave a single regret. I gave everything I got, and my linemen, my team gave everything we got, and that means so much to me.
Definitely did, Jacob. Thank you so much. Good luck on the rest of the season with Davis.
Thank you very much.
Now for the Thundering Herd, I'm here with Damian Allen, kind of breakout star tonight. You had us going from the beginning. As soon as you touched the ball, a lot of power, a lot of speed. What were you seeing out there on the field?
Man, I was just following my linemen. They was opening up the holes, and I was just following them. And yeah.
You definitely set the tone for your team with the power running. Like, you guys were definitely running over people, hitting people hard. How much of that presence of physicality helps your team out?
everybody like to see hard running. When I feel like I run hard, my team gets motivated and they want to block that much harder for me and want to see me shine. And yeah.
Tonight was a big win. We got to talk about the emotion. Both teams were kind of going back and forth. You were kind of leading the way with just the energy of let's play hard, let's finish the game. How much emotion was going on in the game during the game?
Man, we were excited. We wanted this bad.
Yeah. Last league game tonight. Do you feel like you guys came out and made a statement tonight?
Yes, I feel like this is going to set us up for later down the road. This was a big one for us.
Good luck. Hopefully you guys make it to the playoffs. Thank you so much, Damian. Now I'm here with the winning coach for the Thunder and Herd, Coach Heffernan. You were kind of intense at halftime. Wanted your team to play at a different level. You think they stepped up?
No, definitely. They definitely stepped up. We started to eliminate some mistakes, and then we took care of the ball, and we were able to, make our get our assignments correct and get to the guys we're supposed to get to. And the kid, like you said, Allen ran hard, and the quarterback made good decisions, and we were able to put the ball in the end zone. CO did a great job with their offense, keeping the ball away from us, and only giving us a few possessions during the game. So hats off to them. They did a great job tonight offensively.
Today was definitely about ball control, who can control the ball the best. Now, at the about 3-minute mark, I see you pull Harrison, and you guys are having a talk before you guys score that last touchdown. What is that conversation like with your quarterback?
Well, right now I'm just telling him, hey, be solid, make sure you make the read, feel the end out. He's starting to come down on you a little bit. He's starting to squeeze. So, I said, just be sharp on it. If he comes down a little too hard, pull that thing, let's get going. And that's exactly what he did, and he made a great play.
Now, before that pick six, Coach, defense kind of wasn't being themselves. You guys have come in, made a significant jump from the last time we've seen you on the defensive end. How important was that pick six to your defense and just a switch in the game?
Oh, that was the play of the game. They had, we had momentum. Obviously, we scored, but they had plenty of time, and they have a tremendous amount of dangerous athletes over there. And for us to get that pick six, that was the ender. That won the game for us.
Now, a lot of coaches and a lot of people want to see good sportsmanship. Coach, I know it was a lot of emotion because a lot was riding on this game tonight in between the lines. But after the game, coaches came together and you guys were talking. How big is that to just show each other respect?
Oh, that's all of it. We have to show each other respect. Win or lose. We respect the heck out of what they do over here and the coaches here, and I think that they do the same for us. And the coaching community is pretty small, and we all tend to respect one another and the job that we're doing because we're really the only ones that know what the other side's going through, right? So we know what it is and what it's, we've been on that side as well. And so we respect the coaches tremendously, not just here but in the league. So they're great coaches. They do a great job with their kids, and as you saw tonight, what a great game.
Coach, last question. With that Delta League power, now you've kind of switched off and maybe getting into that playoff mode, Coach. What is the shift that your team needs to make right now, finishing the season out and getting ready for playoffs?
Same we talked about. We got to clean up. We just got to get cleaner and sharper. We got to be cleaner, faster, and sharper at what we're doing. And we're going to get really tested next week up at Oak Ridge. So if we can come out and be clean and sharp, I think we have a pretty good chance to play with anybody.
Good luck, Coach, on the rest of the season. Well, in the playoffs. Thank you so much, Coach. Back to you, Will.
Well, thank you very much, Lauren. Nice interview down there with Coach Heff, and certainly a big win for his ball club. And I just really admire the compliments he extended to Coach Milgram and Cosumnes Oaks. And he still holds the world record for keeping the bill of his cap pulled down the lowest of anybody we've seen.
Well, he wants to keep that record, too.
And Jacob Track's interview is in my top 5 of all time. That young man is, well, he's on track for sure, but I'm particularly impressed with his maturity and his ability to express the sentiments that he did. He's an A+.
Without a doubt. Those of you out there with the ability to tape his interview, believe me, it is fine. It applies to all you youngsters out there and parents and coaches and so forth. And it's what sports and football is all about. He is truly a team man.
Just a splendid example for all of us to keep things in perspective and to refocus on what's really important beyond the lines. His team took a loss tonight, and a very tough loss in a heated game, yet he was centered enough to deliver such a dignified, mature interview.
Well, he's not about himself, and that's what the world goes around with. We're all part of something, and he gets the big picture. He's part of something. He contributes to something, and that's so important where so many of our people today sometimes don't get the big picture. He certainly does.
No question about it. Well, our executive statistician, Gary Martin, crunched the numbers beautifully, and our people in the truck, spearheaded by David Stewart, have laid it down for us, and there are our final stats, Coach.
Let's take a look at that 233 to 189 rushing. And, you know, Elk Grove was ahead early in the game on the yards and the scoreboard, but Cosumnes Oaks came alive with their rushing yards and pretty close. Passing yards, of course, we didn't expect many. We got a 0 on the Herd side, and the 37, I thought we'd see more than that. But the way they ran the football, I can see why they didn't throw that much here tonight, the Wolfpack. Total offense, very close. I mean, 7 yards difference. First downs, 18 to 15 close penalties. Unfortunately, the fourth quarter was marred with penalties. Just outrageous because it just slowed down the game to a walk with those penalties. And then turnovers, 3-0, and take a look. It's a flip-flop. Actually, the Herd had 3, and it should be the other way around. And that led to 2 touchdowns by the Cosumnes Oaks. Time of possession in favor of the Oaks, but once again the scoreboard winner, of course, 27 to 17 in the favor of the Herd.
The ability to overcome the turnovers that cost him 14 on the road in a celebrated activity here says much for Coach Heffernan and his ball club to suck it up and rally back under such adversity. And for Coach Derek Milgram's outfit, a particularly tough loss. I definitely feel that a couple of calls went against them that were, at the very least, highly debatable. But tonight, they had it in control for a moment, and it just shows how quickly things can unravel when a couple breaks go against you. But his ball club, despite playing shorthanded and with some adjustments at key positions, fared very well this evening against an excellent Elk Grove team.
And, you know, you've got to give Broussard some credit here tonight. You know, he hasn't played that position all year long. He's been playing wide out, but I thought he did a commendable job.
Well, series history is one thing when there actually is a series history, but now we see that the first installment has been laid in place. Elk Grove now has initiated this matchup, which will continue throughout continuing seasons of Delta League play. And the penalties that nullified 3 scores were huge and tied until the fourth quarter, and really not assured until the pick 6 in the last minute. What a wild ball game, a thriller. It had suspense and drama, high emotion, and yet, despite the loss, Cosumnes Oaks is not out of the running for postseason play.
No, they're not. They can win one more and get in the postseason play, and I'm sure with a young ball club that they have, they'd be very happy with that.
No question. And this is not the end of the road for Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week. Next week we have another installment of our game of the week, and there's who we'll be covering. We'll be right back here at Cosumnes Oaks, where Franklin will serve as the host team. It's their stadium as well, and they'll be having their hands full against Joe Catolico's ball club, the Sheldon Huskies.
Well, they certainly will. The Huskies have done well, and they've only lost one football game. I believe they've won 7 straight, 6 or 7 straight. They're going over to Jesuit tomorrow afternoon in a huge one, and the winner more likely to win that Delta League tomorrow, and the loser will be number 2.
we'll see what happens. We're going to sneak in a couple of finals here compiled by Gary Martin. And Joey Montoya's ball club 56-13 over Pondo. Del Oro rallying back, tied at 13 all with Rockland in the third. That one is wild. Then we have this Grant Folsom ball game, which ended up 53. That's right, 5-3, 53-7. Folsom stopping Grant. And at the half, apparently, in this other Delta game, Davis nursing a slim lead over Franklin. Indercom walloped Yuba City 49-zip. Del Campo in the third, 21-14 over Christian Brothers. And they have where's the other one here? Here it is. Vacaville, Fairfield, another lopsided, one-sided, 56-0 Vacaville. So that's the way things have shaked out here in Elk Grove at Cosumnes Oaks and around the Sac Joaquin section.
Well, yes, week 9, and one more week after this, and see who's coming and going in that playoff, and that will be interesting. About a week from now, we'll have a good picture of what the playoff structure looks like in all divisions, Will, and we're looking forward to that.
Always an exciting time. The anticipation is at an ultra-high level, and the seedings committee is really going to be under heavy scrutiny. Well, that's the way it shakes out tonight in Elk Grove in a wild Delta League thriller. 27-17 coming from behind. Elk Grove tops Cosumnes Oaks. For the Imperator, Jim Domino. For Lauren Goodman, for our game director, that's right, Kevin Benyon, and our executive statistician, Gary Martin. I'm Will James. We thank you so much for joining us. And as always, look forward to the next occasion when we can get together. From Cosumnes Oaks, I'm Will James. So long, everyone.
This program from Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week is available for purchase on DVD. For more information, call Access Sacramento, 916-456-8600, extension 0. This has been a Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast from Access Sacramento. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week on Access Sacramento is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television. And Folsom Lake Honda, a proud sponsor of Access Sacramento's Hometown TV and Game of the Week, and a partner in our community, Folsom Lake Honda.